Hey everybody, Mark here. Sorry it's been so long since I put up a video. I've been putting up with so much stuff in my life over the past few months, and a lot of it's the dog. She takes up so much of my time. I've had some personal issues going on in my life, and unfortunately the 750 project bike is what's been taking the brunt of the hit of why I'm not out here working on it, okay? It's just one of those things. I said that from the very beginning, that I would work on it when I have the time, and I just haven't had the time. But I told the family today I am working on the bike. I'm going to make a video. I don't know how long it's going to be or anything like that, but I'm trying, okay? But that's not to say that over the past couple of months I have not done anything to the bike, per se. I actually have purchased all the paint that I'm going to need, the primer, the heavy metal flake, the candy coat, the top coat, everything. I've gotten all that stuff. I've got a friend that has donated a paint gun for me, and so now I've got a paint gun to use for it, and I'm hoping that it's going to work. I don't know yet. And then I've also decided that I'm going to do the ear shave. You know, the front air filter pods that are on both sides of the tank. I'm taking those off. I'm taking out the big air chamber underneath the tank, and I'm putting on little pod filters right to the carburetor. Now that means that I've also got to rejet the carb. I saw a guy and found a blog somewhere on the internet that he actually says everything that he bought, and he listed everything. So I just went through and I purchased everything that he would purchase. So I'm hoping that it's going to work out well. So I'm still waiting for those parts to come in, but I've got the paint at least. But today what I want to do is I actually want to work on the motor. I want to get the head cover off, the rocker covers off, hopefully get head off. And I'm hoping that once I crack the head off, that it's going to reveal a bad head gasket. And I'm hoping that that is what's been causing the coolant link to get into the motor. I'm hoping that it's not farther down into the system, in that, you know, it could be a coolant line or something that has ruptured inside. I'm hoping that's not the case, but you know, we'll see. That's what these projects bikes are all about, is just seeing what's wrong with it. Okay, but for now, what I need to do is there is an oil line. That's what this silver tube is right here. Goes down here from the, I think that's an oil pressure sensor. And then it comes up and around, comes over between the heads, comes up here, and then there's another bolt over here that holds it all on. So I've got to undo this, 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 and that. And I think there were 8 and 10 millimeter. I think that's the size of the bolt heads. All right, let's get into this. Oh, I completely forgot too. In order to do the pod modification in the ear shave, I'm going to be removing the reed valves on both heads as well. And those, I've ordered a plate, and they will just cover up that area right there. So yeah, I won't need the reed valves anymore. All right, now we can get into it. Okay guys, in order to take the exterior oil line off, I need to take out this bolt and this bolt on the rear head. So let's go ahead and do that. This bottom one here is an 8 millimeter. That was really nice and loose. And then this one is a 10 millimeter. That one's not so loose. There we go. Got it though. There are little copper crush washers, which I do not have yet. I'm going to have to reorder them, one on the front and one on the back. So there are the copper crush washers. One goes on the front, one goes on the back. All right, now I'll take off this top one. I've still got this 10 on. So now I'm working on the front head now. And same thing with this one as it was with the other one. Come on, get off of there. Oh, it fell. So same with the one on the back head. There were 2 crush washers, one on the front, one on the back. Oh, I didn't even see that that one was attached there. So, and that's not an 8, so that must be a 10 as well. It is. So attached to the cam chain tensioner, you gotta take off this acorn nut. Okay, then the oil line comes down and attaches here, and that's an 8mm. Okay, there was red Loctite on there, so I'll have to remember to re-Loctite that. Okay, so my oil pressure sensor or temperature sensor or something, I'm not sure exactly. I do not have a socket big enough to get on here. So I'm hoping that I can just do it with pliers. There we go. And it looks like the whole unit's coming out. All right, and just like on those 2 bolts up at the top of the heads, there's a crush washer on both sides. So there you go, the 2 copper crush washers and the oil pressure sensor. But now this should be completely free. Should be, I'm not sure, there we go. So the easiest way to take it off is to get this little knob off of the chain tensioner bolt there. All right, this got to go on the shelf with everything else. Okay, so I got the bag listed as oil line bolts and sensor, because I got the sensor in the bag as well. All right, the next thing I want to do is take off the reed valve on the front head. And I'm not sure exactly what size those are. I'm going to say a 10. Yep, those are a 10. Oh, those aren't very tight. Just 2 bolts, one on the top, one on the bottom. Now what the reed valve does is it actually grabs unburned gas and puts it back into the motor again for it to burn. It's an emissions control thing. It's going to be a little hard to come off. Let's see. Let's give it a tap with a mallet. There we go. I'll get a new gasket, because that's what this is right here. This is all the gasket material right there, and I'm just going to replace the gasket with the plate that goes over it. So there you go, there's your reed valve. Cleaned up a little bit. All right, so there's that. All right, now we can start taking off the head cover. Again, I think these are 10mm. I don't know if there's any difference between the bolts or not. Okay, so this is what it is. There's the actual bolt. This is the cover that kind of just seals up around the hole. Do this one here. Again, these bolts haven't been too tight. Oh wow, that one is much shorter, so that one over here is a long one. This cover doesn't want to pop off that easily. There we go. Oh, the seal is still stuck. There we go. There, got the seal off. All right, this is the last one. Okay, that one's a short one as well. And the seal didn't pop on that one. There we go. That one came off. All right, let me get these 3 bolts labeled and in a bag. Okay, so now we should be able to take off the head. That was nice and easy. All right. All right, so here's, geez, this is all gummed up around here, and I'm wondering if I should break that. I'm thinking they put a sealant around this. Here, let me show you. So these little half moon areas right here, half round spots, those are like really like glued down. So I'm gonna have to remember to put some sort of a sealant on there. But I do wanna take it off. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there was definitely some sort of a glue on them. You can see the stuff there. Now we need to take off this. This is a oil reservoir cover. That way when you first start your bike, you have oil up here in the engine already, and as soon as you crank it over, the oil can disperse between the camshafts here. But we need to get that cover off. So big Phillips head. Yep, that's the biggest Phillips head I got. Okay, that broke open easy. And so did that. All right. Okay, so the plate came off. Little diaphragm filter here. Hoping that it will come off well for me, that I don't damage it and I can reuse it. Kind of started to tear on me right there. Okay, so I got those, I got the cover, the seal, and the screw bolts all labeled and in a bag. Okay, so now you will see that there are numbers on all these screws here. This is the actual camshaft cover, and we need to do these in order, okay? So that's the big thing, in order. I think they're gonna be all 10 mil, yeah. Okay, so you start with, because I'm taking it off, I'm gonna start with the higher numbers and count down. So it goes 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I'm not taking them out as I'm going, okay? I'm just gonna crack them loose right now. I don't want one bolt holding down the pressure of everything, okay? So I'm just gonna really crack it open and that's it. So start with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so now basically everything is loose. Now I can go around again. 10, 9, 1. And I'm going to do the same thing for when I put this back on. I'm going to basically just get everything to the surface and just a nice little snug in order, and then just do a little bit at a time on each one until they all are on their proper torque setting. All right, but now I can take all these out. I don't know if I need to remember exactly which bolt goes into which hole. I don't know if there's a size difference for them. There might be for these silver-headed ones. I'm not sure. What I might do too is I might take a piece of cardboard and actually, because I'm actually laying them in order right now, and I will count out 10, put a little hole in the cardboard and just slide these through and hold it, kind of like what I did with the rear bevel gear drive. I actually have the screws laid out in the pattern that the bevel gear drive gets bolted into, so I know where they all go. So I might just number all these and keep them in order. That way all the bolts are going right back in the same way I'm taking them out. All right, I'm gonna have to stop for a moment and go let my Poochie inside. She's at the door whimpering. I don't think she wants to be out in the heat. It's like 90 degrees today. I'll be right back. All right, so I just took out 6. Get out of here, fly. So 5. I've also been noticing too that these bolts do not have any Loctite or anything on them. So see, no red, no blue, no nothing. This part is actually scaring me, guys. I've never done anything like this before. Never, never, never. Just pop it off with a screwdriver or what? Okay, there we go. Okay, why is that one not coming? Okay, there we go. Everything's like shifting on me. I don't like that. You know what? We gotta take the cam tensioner off. I should have done that first. Let's take the cam tensioner off. Okay, so I've already got the one acorn nut off on that side from doing the oil. So now I just gotta do this one. And as far as I know, all I gotta do is just take it off. I don't know if I have to screw that or not. I don't know how these cam tensioners work at all, really. I'm gonna find out. There we go. So now I have no idea how these things are supposed to work. So yeah, I really have no idea about this cam tensioner. I don't know how I'm gonna get it back in. I'll have to do some research on it. You know, you got that stuff there. I don't know if you do something with it. And then, like I said, you got this stuff here. Again, I don't know if you do something with it, but I need to figure out how to get that pushed back in before I can get it back in the into the bike. So cam chain tensioner and the acorn nut. The other acorn nut for the cam chain tensioner is actually with the oil line bolts and screws and all that stuff that held the oil line in. Okay, so that's why now everything had gotten pulled kind of out of place up here, is because that tensioner was on there. But now we got it off. All right, so now, okay, I guess I just kind of, oh, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. So these are my cams coming out. Yeah, the only thing that I'm really seeing, there's a very, 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 very slight groove right there. I can't even tell if I feel it with my fingernail. I think I do. And then corresponding with that, let's see, it'd be this one here. There was a small little groove in there too. But I cannot feel that with my thumbnail. Okay, so there were 2 alignment pins for the cover. There's a spring here, and then inside of there is an oil filter. I'm not exactly sure how to get the oil filter out. Okay, so there is a method to get the head off. And yes, I'm gonna see if I can leave this exhaust header on. But I gotta do, there's a bolt down here and a bolt down here. And I do those first. And then I do these 2 on the outside. And then I think I do this one. And then these 2 here and these 2 here, I think. I completely forgot I still have my spark plugs in here. Now my bike did not come with a toolkit. I'm actually using the spark plug remover and axle nut driver from my 1600. You know, truthfully, I mean, they're a little black, but they don't look horrible either. So I might end up just taking a wire brush to them and cleaning them up. Okay, so let's get these 2 out of there. And I want to say they're a number 10. Oh, why does that? It felt like I was tightening it. There we go. Broke that one free. And then down here. Broke that one free. And again, I don't want to take them all the way out. I'm just breaking them free. And I'm going to go around and do the 2 nuts here and the 1 nut under here as well. Okay, let's get this. So there's 2 here, an acorn nut here and an acorn nut down here. And it's the upper one that we're going to work on. And you gotta remember that it's actually going up where these were going down, you know what I mean? So you actually gotta go the opposite way. There we go. So those are loose. And I forgot about this one here. There we go, that's loose. Okay, now we can go back to the top. All right. There we go. All right, hopefully nothing broke. Oh. I can go around and start taking bolts out. Okay, wow, that's a pretty long bolt there. All right, let's do it this way. Yeah, that worked. Little magnet. All right, now unscrew the little acorn nuts here on the side. Undo the acorn nuts on the front and back of the head. And then I'll take out these. Oh, they're not bolts, they're actually nuts. Okay, let me get these rockers off. I need my Allen screws. All right, those are 5s. Come on now. There's a breaker bar on it. There we go. That was easier. This comes off. That arm comes off. And that arm comes off. So you take out the bolt, this plate comes off, and then the actual rocker arms themselves come off. Okay, got those labeled in a bag. Let's take these off. I have no idea if these are any different, you know, from one side to another, or if all the parts are interchangeable. I really don't know. Okay, so there's the bolt and the plate and the 2 arms. Now these things here are little oilers, and some people take them out and re-prime them and everything like that, but I don't think I'm going to do it because I'm not sure exactly if I know how to do it. But for the most part, oh, I got to take that off too. Okay guys, I'm actually watching another YouTuber on how he ripped apart his motor and everything he's doing, and I'm basically following what he's doing. I'm not following my my service manual book. And what he said he found out is that if you take the rear axle nut off of your axle, that actually fits right into the thing. So that's kind of interesting. Now I have a 27 millimeter. Hey, look at there. Look at there. Of course, now I've got the problem of getting the axle out, or the axle nut out. There we go. Okay, so that worked. But if you have a 27 millimeter Allen key, that would work too. I'm also seeing that this right here, there's a bolt head there, And it's putting tension on the chain tensioner. So I'm going to see if I can take that off. It's kind of just like an upper tensioner spring right in here. Okay, so the spring here actually just goes onto a little post on the cam chain tensioner thing here. So that's all that was. Okay, but I should be able to. I saw it move. Okay. There we go, guys. The head is off. So yeah, I might just take a wire wheel and go around, clean that up the best I can. I'm just trying to see if there's anything I can identify as a leak for coolant, because all these slats right here are all coolant lines. I'm not seeing anything wrong with this or the gasket, damn it. So now the thing is, how much further do I go? Do I go any further with this head, or do I start ripping this apart and maybe find my leak in there? There's a decent amount of carbon scoring on the surface though. I am going to take some time. I gotta clean off all the old gasket material and stuff like that. I want to clean up around the valves a little, because that's all black and sooty and everything. So yeah, I'm going to try to clean things up a bit. So right now I think I'm done with the motor. Yeah, I think so. All right, screw it. I'm going to keep on working, but I'm going to go onto the rear head now. Should be pretty much the same thing. There's that bolt, and that bolt. Let's get them labeled. Okay, there are my head cover bolts right there. And I even have them labeled as rear, because I don't know if there's going to be any difference between the front and the rear cylinders. Well, you know what? Let's take off the reed valve. Okay, so there's that. That one came off a lot easier than the front one. I don't think I can, no. So I'm gonna have to definitely get new gaskets for it. Okay, so I wonder if I should take that pipe off before I, what is that? This cover actually has this little chrome piece on it. I probably don't actually have to take these off. They'll just come off with the head itself or with the cover. But I can at least get it polished up or something. So yeah, it was just a little decorative piece held on by these little bolts. I'll have to decide if I want to put it back on later. Okay, anyway. Here's my rear head cover, rear gasket. Again, just glue around the bumpy part there. Let's take the cam chain tensioner off. And this one had a bracket on it on the outside of the cam. So we will put that bracket with the cam and the bolts, with the chain tensioner and the bolts. I'm going to put that piece in with it. Take off the spark plugs here. That had a little corrosion on it right there. All the other spark plugs came out nice and clean like and everything. Okay, let's take off the oil cover plate or reservoir plate. The gasket material ripped on this one too. Okay, so time to take the cover off. Now, if you remember, it's in backwards order to take it off, and you're just breaking them loose. 10, 9, 8. Oh, I'm gonna take that off. Come on. At least it was nicely seated. There we go. It was just in my way. I couldn't get to this number 7 here. Oops. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now I can go around and take them all out. Now what I'm doing is once I get them out, I've got my little piece of cardboard over here, and I have them numbered. Okay, and I want to take out this other cam chain tensioner bolt. This is the one that's got the spring in it. Okay, so there's that one. There was a rubber O-ring on there, and I missed it last time. I actually found an O-ring and it's like, what the fuck is this for? That's what it's for. It's for that. Okay, so. Okay. Now with those tensioners off, this should be coming off fairly easily. Yep, there we go. Okay, so I think they call these bearings, even though it's no bearing, and they look actually pretty good, and the cams themselves look pretty good too. All right, so I should be able to just do that. Okay, that's my intake. That one's my exhaust. Okay, so I'm gonna take off these rocker arms now. I forgot, those were really hard. I ended up using a breaker bar on them. There, that's better. There's one bolt out. There's the other bolt out. Got my bag already labeled and ready to go. There are the plate springs and the arms. All right, so there's all those. Pulling out the little Lashner oilers, putting them in my bag, along with the spring from the oil filter and the locator pins. Time to go through and start taking out, or at least loosening, the head mounting bolts. And that wasn't nearly as hard as the front one. So that was those two. I need to get the acorn nuts on the back here. Okay, so those are loosened off. Now I got the 12 mil on the outside, these acorn nuts. Oh, frackin' A. I did it again. I'm trying to pull it when I should be pushing on it. Because they're upside down, Mark, damn it. All right, so there's that one. Now there's this one. Okay. Now I need, where is it? That's my 10. Oh, there it is. All right, this is my 14, right? Yes. Okay, so okay, there's that one. There's that one. There's that one. And there's that one. All right, so now let's go through and we'll take out all those. Where'd my 10 go? There's my 10. Okay, there's that one. There's my second one. I'll come back here and get the acorn nuts off. Okay, there are the acorn nuts off. These are the 12 millimeter acorn nuts. There's one there. And the other one is here up front. Oh, what the frack? Uh-oh. I think it's unbolting from the head. All right, let me work on the 14s then. Okay, so there's a 14. There's a 14. There's a 14. And there's a 14. Okay, so I got all those out. So I should be able to pull this off. Oops. Ah, crap, I forgot all about that. I forgot to take out the retainer for the spark plug. There we go. Okay. Oop. Spilling oil all over the place like normal. I can't really say that I saw anything leading me to believe that the coolant leak was in there either. Okay guys, I think that's it. My battery is just about dead. I've been basically just letting it go. I'm going to spend a little time cleaning up this rear head. I've already cleaned up the front one a little bit. Get the old gasket material off. And then I got to place an order. I got to get new gaskets. I'll probably have to get the bottom jug gasket as well. So yeah, I've got another order I've got to make. I don't know when that stuff will get in. But it's getting hot. It's getting, I think it's over 90 degrees already. As you can tell, my voice is just gone. And it's just because of the heat. So I'm going to get inside, rest up, get a lot of water in me. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for subscribing, guys. Really, I mean it. I know I don't put out these videos very often, but I appreciate you guys sticking around and watching me get through this. All right, this is Mark saying, see you on the road.